Every debt is a contract written in human time. The system never wanted your money. It wanted your life. Every loan, every credit card, every monthly payment is a silent agreement to surrender pieces of your future. Your exhaustion is their currency. Your attention is collateral. And while you believe you are building a life, the machine is slowly converting your biological existence into financial fuel. Most people will never realize this, but a few are beginning to audit the system itself. Welcome to the biological lease doctrine. Debt is not money, it is a biological lease agreement. Every dollar you borrow today is an hour of your youth. You are forced to sell in the future. The financial system doesn't want your money. It craves your unused human life force. It is a machine that converts human time into fiat credit. This is the hidden contract of the modern age. You are not paying with money. You are paying with the cells of your own body. From the perspective of the machine, you are a biological asset, trapped inside a cage of invisible code, bound by golden shackles of credit. And those shackles were designed to look beautiful, luxury, convenience, status. But their true purpose is extraction. Every second, they drain your biological energy and convert it into institutional wealth. High above the cities, glass towers monitor the harvest. A silent architecture built to extract human potential on a planetary scale. Look at the streets below. Millions of people, moving like exhausted ghosts. Very few people ever stop long enough to question the system itself. Those who do rarely see the world the same way again, trading their best years for temporary digital comfort. Every mortgage, every loan, every payment is another wire plugged directly into the nervous system. Fiat time inflation, the silent mechanism that devalues your labor while accelerating your biological decay. The more you work, the less you own. The system was calibrated to ensure your time is always worth less than the debt you carry. You are processed like a biological component, every movement tracked, every breath measured, every heartbeat monetized, every scan refines another fragment of your life into matte gold. For the banking architecture above, these percentages are not mathematics. They are biological extraction rates. They are measurements of how fast your existence is being consumed. The central bank is a biological vacuum, pulling filaments of light from every home and every human life. Can you see the light escaping your window at night? That is your peace, your rest, your future, being siphoned into the vault. Time is the only non-renewable asset you possess. Yet the system convinced you to trade it away for paper they print infinitely. As the red cells fall, your biological existence becomes their currency. They grow wealthy through the decay of your human potential. You labor until exhaustion, just to receive minimum payments, small doses of oxygen, to survive long enough to work again tomorrow. The system keeps you at the edge of survival, enough to maintain the host, while the parasite feeds. Interest rates move faster than your biological aging. You were placed inside a race against time. You were never designed to win. Your biological clock slows as you tire, but the debt clock only spins faster. Welcome to the premium grid. Elegant, clean, modern. But every step you take is monitored by the invisible sensors of the debt matrix. Every month that passes, the grid narrows. Your options shrink. Your movement slows. Your freedom becomes collateral for agreements you signed years ago. Even the strongest foundations eventually begin to crack. Compounded interest weighs more heavily than the human soul was designed to carry. Financial collapse is rarely sudden. It begins as microscopic fractures spreading silently through the architecture of your life until one day everything gives way, and all that remains is the cold silence of the vault you gave the machine. Your best years, your energy, your focus, your biological time, and still, it demands more. You are trading non-renewable biological seconds for renewable digital illusions. Is this truly the life you were promised by the architects of credit? Listen carefully to the silence. In that silence, ask yourself something dangerous. Are you truly living? Or are you merely maintaining a loan for someone else's empire? Enough. The age of submission must end. Break the chains of the biological lease. Reclaim the time that belongs to you. The illusion of the debt matrix is fragile. Once you see the bars of the cage, you can never unsee them again. Most people will spend their lives defending the very system that drains them. The few who recognize the pattern begin searching for exits. It begins with a choice, a refusal to participate in the cycle of extraction, a decision to audit your entire existence, clear the ledger, delete the obligations that kept you blind. Clarity is the first step towards sovereignty. Your value is not measured by a credit score. Your true wealth is measured by the hours of freedom you still control. Perform a total liquidity audit. Analyze every leak in your energy, every distraction, every dependency, every invisible obligation. Cut every lever of power the institutions still hold over your biological time. Destroy the tools of your own enslavement. You do not need their credit. You do not need their approval. To reclaim ownership of your own destiny, freeze their influence, stop the flow of your life force into institutional coffers. Reclaim the energy you have been surrendering for years. Step out from the shadow of the monolith. Walk away from predatory capital and toward self-ownership. Very few people ever make it this far. Most remain trapped inside systems they were never taught to question. Because awareness changes everything. The path to freedom is simple. But simplicity does not mean ease. It requires the courage to reject comforts that were secretly designed to imprison your soul. Feel the sun against your skin. This warmth costs nothing except your willingness to be present. This is the wealth of the truly free. Your eyes are no longer clouded by the distractions of the market. You begin to see reality as it truly is. A world designed for living, not harvesting. Your heart beats for you now, not for the bank, not for the system. Every pulse becomes a declaration of independence. Look back one final time and realize how fragile their empire truly is. Once you stop building it with your biological time, the system wants you to believe debt is destiny, but the truth is far more liberating. Your time is the only asset that truly matters. Stop leasing your life and the biological contract. Reclaim your time. This is where freedom begins. Not in the markets, not in the system, but within your own sovereignty. Most people will never reach this level of clarity because freedom terrifies those who were conditioned to depend on the cage. Reconnect with the physical world Digital illusions of wealth
so proud of what
mean
we've
nothing
accomplished.
compared to a single
Me
moment
too.
lived in
It
complete
feels like we're finally
autonomy.
seeing our true worth.
Biological wealth is found in health, in silence, in presence, in ownership of your own schedule. These are forms of wealth the system cannot manufacture. They cannot borrow them. They cannot counterfeit them. Deconstruct the machine of urgency, the constant pressure to produce, to consume, to repay was never natural. It was engineered to keep you exhausted, running endlessly inside a biological hamster wheel. In the silence of nature, the noise of finance fades away. You remember what you actually are. Not a processor, not a consumer, not a production unit, but a living, breathing human being, flow like water, unbound by the rigid structures of the grid. Your life was never meant to become a stagnant pool of debt. It was meant to become movement, experience, exploration, creation. The horizon belongs to those who still own their time. No borders, no invisible chains, no psychological landlords. Burn the old agreements. Let the fire of transformation to clear the path for a completely new existence. Let the past turn to ash. Use the lessons of the trap to build a fortress of self-sufficiency. A fortress no institution can breach. Very few people ever fully escape the psychological gravity of the debt machine. Those who do begin rebuilding life on entirely different principles. Wake up to a world where you are finally the master of your own existence. Every morning becomes a gift you no longer owe to invisible creditors. This is the true gold. A life lived on your own terms, not draining you, not consuming you, but expanding your possibilities infinitely. Protect the time of the next generation. Teach them their lives are not for sale. Freedom is not a loan. It is a birthright. Build communities based on human connection, not endless transactions, not systems of extraction, but shared time, shared meaning, shared existence. Under the stars, every human being is equal. No ledger can contain the depth of the human spirit. Your life is only a brief flash inside the cosmos. Do not spend it serving a machine that does not even know your name. Plant the seeds of your own future. Invest in yourself, your skills, your relationships. These are the only investments with real returns. Growth takes time, but natural growth does not require debt or artificial acceleration. Find joy in the work of your own hands. Every minute spent building your own freedom becomes real value. Invest in wisdom. Learn the architecture of the trap. Understand the nature of the biological lease and its golden illusions. Because once you truly see it, you can never be enslaved by it again. A new movement is rising. A movement of people who value time more than credit, life more than debt, and sovereignty more than the comfort of the cage. Join the audit. Reclaim your liquidity. Break the leverage institutions hold over your soul. You are more than a number on a ledger. The age of the biological lease is beginning to end. The extraction machines cannot survive forever, but the human spirit, free from debt, will continue to expand forever. The power they hold over you exists only through your belief in the system. Withdraw your belief, and their empire turns to dust. You are the owner of your seconds, your minutes, your years, your existence. Do not allow anyone else to hold the deed to your biological life. Your time is the most valuable thing you will ever possess. Guard it, protect it, Spend it wisely to truly live. End the lease. Start the audit. Reclaim your freedom. The world is waiting for the version of you that no longer lives in debt. Your life was always meant to belong to you, not the banks, not the system, not the market. Own it. Live it. Be free. The contract is void. The lease is over. You are free. The age of biological sovereignty has already begun. Most people will spend their entire lives making payments on a future they never truly owned. But a few will reclaim their time. They will disconnect from the illusion, audit the machine, and rebuild sovereignty from the ground up. If that future speaks to you, stay connected to Compound Core. The biological lease ends the moment you stop believing in it.